Man, we are live. How are we doing? I'm going to shut this door 2 seconds. Man, hope we're well. Now, we've not been live for a while. Apologies on my end. We've had busy last few weeks, but I want to try and make these consistent because I think they're highly beneficial, and the knowledge that we're speaking on, we don't really hear it on a consistent basis, and I think it's important for your development and getting the best out of your journey when it comes to health and fitness as well. Now, I wasn't going to come on here today. I was actually going to come on here tomorrow, and in fact, I will be back on doing a live stream tomorrow, okay? But I'm on here today off the back end of having a client call with a client in our Leader 365 program, and really challenging their beliefs that were holding them back. Now, first and foremost, men, we need to be challenged to become better. If we're not getting challenged on a regular basis, then we need to ask ourselves, what circles are we in? Like, where is our environment going? Where's it taking us? As men, we need to be challenged, okay? Now, sometimes we don't like to be challenged, but sometimes it has to be done. Now, when we're being challenged, it's always in the route of progression and to get to that next level. So I was on a client call with a client in our Leader 365 program, and we're speaking on something that's been holding them back when it comes to nutrition, and it is the all or nothing mindset. Now, I've heard this a lot and many times, and I actually believe this as well when I was trying to clean up my nutrition too. Now, the all or nothing mindset is not a personality trait, right? That is just a belief. If you think you're all or nothing person, I need you to really look at this and understand that that's not who you are. That is just a belief. It's a belief inside your mind, okay? And that comes off the back end of trying to be perfect. Now, when it comes to behavior change, when it comes to you changing and getting serious results, world-class results, and really stepping up your game as a man, we need to understand that perfection cannot exist. Because if you're in a position right now where you're not getting the results you want with your confidence, with your physique, with your self-leadership, you're going to have to make so many mistakes and make so many, and experience so many failures for you to change, right? If you take my life, for example, 5-6 years ago, rock bottom, taking drugs, drinking all the time, not in shape, right? Not in a position that I desired to be in. Now, to the point I am now where I'm at the top of my game, okay? Still have a lot to work on, but I'm satisfied with the mental place that I'm in. I'm fit, I'm healthy, I've got good people around me, I'm building my own business, right? Two different people there, right? But the gap in between that has been consistent action, but it's also been a lot of mistakes, a lot of failure, okay? Now, when it comes to this all or nothing mindset, right, we put this into all areas. It could be your nutrition, it could be trying to stop drinking, it could be with anything, okay? You need to understand, first and foremost, that is not a personality trait. That is just a belief, and that belief is holding you back, because what tends to happen is you get all this motivation, right? With your nutrition, for example, you say to yourself, right, I'm going to smash my nutrition for the next six weeks. I'm going to cut out all sugar, all carbohydrates, all my favourite snacks. I'm not going to drink. 2 weeks after you saying that, right, you're back to square one. It's because you have not given yourself permission, or you've not looked at the belief, and you have not looked at what's truly going on. Is that you're trying to be perfect 120%. You're not understanding how real behaviour change happens. And you're not understanding that is a belief that is holding you back. Now, the notes that I have down here is, it's a survival pattern that you've learned to use when life is felt out of control. So when life is felt out of control, you've said to yourself, right, today's the day I'm going to change my life, and you're going to drop X, Y, and Z, all the snacks, all the food, and before you know it, like we said, you're back into the same old ways of thinking, the same old ways of behaving, and your nutrition is still the same. You still look the same as well. Now, when I was on the client call, they have been saying this numerous times, and we kind of stopped the call in its track, and we kind of spoke on the all or nothing mindset. And they believed that they were that person. They believed that was a personality trait. But after we spoke on it, after we looked at it from different angles, we're able to kind of break down, help them see that It's not a personality trait, it's a belief, okay? And we understood that that belief was holding them back. So make sure that that belief is not holding you back, okay? Now, again, the all or nothing mindset can give you certainty, okay? But it's not going to give you progress. Because when it comes to a man's development, and especially the area that we speak on when it comes to self-leadership and the path of self-mastery, we want to be consistent as much as possible, right? When we're consistent, it doesn't look perfect sometimes, okay? But for the whole year, we're showing up majority of the year, or we're taking time off when we decide to take time off. Now, to get to that position, it takes time. It can take years, it can take months, right? But we want to always think long-term thinking and live from a long-term standpoint instead of living for this short-term fixes and short-term buzzes that don't really build discipline, focus, and the man you truly, truly want to be, right? That's two different focuses and two different line of thoughts that we want to fall into. But the long-term thinking, guarantee you, right, from my experience of working with men inside the program and my own experience as well, that's the place that you want to aim for. And that's how you want to live your life, okay? That's where true results lie. That's where automatic nutrition is. Automatic mindset, where you're thinking, living, breathing the man you truly want to be, okay? Now, the thing is about all or nothing mindset as well is it's a disguise, okay? It's a disguise and it's a trap for high standards, right? But how is it high standards if it's not helping you live the life that you truly want? How can you say that you're an all or nothing type of person, right, if you're not getting the results that you want? If you constantly say this, if you believe this day in and day out, but the results aren't speaking for themselves, how can this be any value or use? Instead of being an all or nothing type of person, why not be an all or nothing type of person for a few days if you need to be? But when it comes to that long-term thinking, we need to really eradicate it fully. Yeah? So instead of being an all or nothing type of person, be an all or something type of person. Okay? But we first need to understand what is truly going on. And there's so many beliefs that hold men back and that they're unaware of, that they can't really get to grips on why they're not getting the results that they want. And these are ways that could be holding you back, right? If you're ready to see what's truly happening, okay? Now, the next point I have, it's easier to quit than face the feeling of not good enough. What I mean by this is, when it gets challenging, right, when you're in this all or nothing mindset or living from this all or nothing belief, you revert back to giving nothing to the process, right? Because it's easier to quit than face what's truly going on. And that's the point I want to touch on now. Men, like, if you truly want to develop, you're going to have to go through uncomfortable positions, right? You're going to have to experience uncomfortable things, especially with your nutrition, especially with your training, especially with your development. For example, if you want to lose body fat, you're going to have to be in a calorie deficit, meaning you're going to have to consume less food than you're used to. That is challenging, and there's no way around that, right? And we need to understand that sometimes in this journey, in this process, that you're going to have to feel uncomfortable, and that's the facts. And if you can get to grips with that, and you learn that, and you understand that, then it speeds up the process for your development, okay? Now, I'm going to end the live there. I just wanted to kind of bring the awareness there. I want to touch on this subject a lot more, because I've heard many men state it, that they're all or nothing kind of person. But again, we'll just go over that now. That is not a personality trait, that is a belief, and beliefs can be shifted and changed, right, in accordance with the way that we truly want to live. But you need to ask yourself, is that belief truly serving you? And do you want to just continue for the rest of your life doing 6 weeks challenges, or having motivation for 2-3 weeks, cutting out all your favourite foods, snacking, drinking, and thinking that you're going to be in the best shape of your life, but 4 or 5 weeks go by and you're in the same position? Is because you've not changed your identity, you've not looked under the hood, you've not questioned what's truly been holding you back, you've been just looking at the surface level. Men, deeper change and behaviour change and long-lasting change, we need to look under the hood, right? And if you're not prepared to do that, then you're not prepared to be a self-leader, and you're definitely not prepared to develop. Again, you have to ask yourself, what sort of results do you want? Do you want true lasting confidence? Do you want the ability to lead yourself and your family? Do you want to be in the best shape of your fucking life? Do you want to feel, look and perform at your best? Do you want to have automatic nutrition? Do you want to live with better standards that are going to serve you and have the discipline that's a non-negotiable? Like, how do you truly want to live, okay? Because if you don't address this, you'll be caught in the same cycle. Mark my words, right? And you'll feel burnt out, you'll feel frustrated, and you'll feel annoyed at yourself that you cannot get results, right? The reason that you're not getting results you want is because you hold certain beliefs around certain areas, and you're not looking in the mirror or having the ability to question what's truly going on. Now, this might go over a few of your heads, because again, we're looking under the hood, right? But don't overcomplicate it, okay? At the end of the day, it's just for long-term results, right? This is why we're here. This is why we're doing the lives, because I want you to get the best out of your fucking journey and smash whatever it is you're doing. Now, if you have any questions, don't hesitate to ask. Shoot me a message on Instagram, or shoot me a text on Facebook, or just leave a comment section below, okay? Again, we'll be back out with the lives tomorrow. I want to try and get into more routine with this, because I know it's vital, and we had the schedule laid out for this month, but unfortunately I've had my fights, I've had a lot going on with family and with my business as well, and of course I'm getting back into my training and nutrition too after having my fight last weekend. And yeah, even for me, like, getting back into full routine is tough, and yeah, I know it's difficult, but again, we understand our goals, we understand what has to take place, but once we focus on the nutrition for the first few days, we build that momentum, okay? So yeah, I'll see you all soon. Again, any questions, just let me know, and I'll fire this live stream up now in the Facebook community group. Cheers, man. I'll see you all soon.